And one of the women charged with helping Park Geun-hye become Korea's first female president joins us tonight in the studio.
Kim Sung-joo is the chairwoman and CEO of the Sungjoo Group, and she is already in the spotlight for her outspoken ways and passionate support for the ruling Seoulite party. Welcome to the program.
Hello, good evening to you.
Well, you're certainly a very influential figure in business and fashion. You're one of Fortune magazine's hottest CEOs. Your company, MCM, is what, second largest luxury brand in Korea, right behind Louis Vuitton. So why now? Why do you go into politics? What's your purpose in helping out in the campaign?
Well, through my life, I hate politics. But it was really surprising even to me. But I think a few months ago, I started to read a lot of foreign press talking about the worrisome situation around Korean Peninsula, because we are always geopolitically surrounded by strong powers, and also internal instability would bring Korea in disaster. So suddenly, really deep in my conscious part, saying, well, as an intellectual brought up by Korea, you got to do something in this situation. So what is it, God? So it's a very clear conviction was I need to help one of the candidates, who Park Geun-hye. So why? Because I think she's, at least she's the most honest person. I think also because, I felt this is maybe time to have a women president, revolutionize this country.
Well, you come from one of Korea's richest families, but you made it on your own. How do you think your life experience could support Park's campaign pledges?
Well, at the acceptance report at the press at the conference, I said I'm not Jebel. Even I come from Jebel families, I'm left-wing Jebel. I said why? Because I brought up one of the richest family. My father established one of the largest energy group called the Daesun Group, owns like a Seoul city gas, major city gas operation, and many other 24 or 5 subsidiaries. But the father inherited all the business to my 3 brothers only, because I was women, because a girl coming from big family was supposed not work, and second, I supposed marry another big family carrying family legacy. So when I say no, those are matchmaking in a kind of arrangement, so I kicked out. So that's why I had to carry boxes. I was a one-person operation when I started. Now I run more than $450 million business in 30 countries already.
So with your abundant experience in economics and business, do you help shape Park Geun-hye's economic policy?
Well, actually, yes and no. In a sense, yes, in a sense that they have already very well set in terms of economic democratizing kind of process, because as you know, Korea needed Jebel for a while to make a very competitive trading window. So it was a necessity for the sake of Korea to be a global level trading country. But later on became kind of a possession by individual family, which is wrong, because it was made out of a very favorable kind of term from government, and also all the blue collars, hardworking, and also they got a lot of kind of benefit and tax incentives from government to be like that. So it means that concentration of wealth is not wrong a certain way, but should not be taken to extreme course. That's what opposition party is trying to do, and using as a political kind of propaganda machine. Yeah.
You also had a chance to take part in a wide range of global forums and meeting with different world leaders. What do you think is essential to becoming a good leader? And do you think Park is the right person?
I think, as I mentioned, I think it's very hard to meet honest politician who doesn't change their words. She's the woman of integrity. That's what I found. And also she's one of the most sincere. But also most important thing is I think womenkind's leadership, let's say women's leadership, can eradicate those very old Confucian system, patriarchal leadership part top to down, and also everything is linked with the hometown, school links. So really demoralize whole Korean system. So it's time to clean up the corruption, revolutionize the government system, and also put really Korea next level as a global leading country, especially in this geo-economical situation, to being the biggest FTA country in the world, being a hotspot and gateway.
So one of your target groups is the younger voters in the generation.
And women.
And women.
Yeah.
What will they get if Park Geun-hye is the president?
Well, at the moment, I think they're pretty much blinded because they are frustrated, because no job and a lot of frustration because in a kind of recessionary trend. Not only Korea is influenced by international kind of economy, but I think Park Geun-hye, at least she can rebuild the country based on very stable ground. That's important. Not just changing always good. Look at the Egyptian Spring. Yes, change is necessary, but abrupt change eventually made the whole country in chaos. Even Lebanon situation we saw. It is eventually needed, but need a more smooth transition, but very clear direction, which is more honest, transparent, efficient government. And especially Korea is not a small country anymore. Korea should be taking really leading role in global scale. Why? Because whole economic stance moved from west to east. Now Korea is the engine of the Asian economy.
Right. Well, Ms. Kim, thank you very much for coming in today and for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
And on the other side of the political spectrum, the calls for main opposition Democratic United Party candidate Moon Jae-in and independent candidate An Chol-soo to join forces are getting louder.
Renowned figures from the film and art industries, as well as the religious world and academia, held a press conference on Monday. Their message was that a deterioration of Korea's democracy and social development would occur if the two candidates failed to join forces. But it appears that the call is falling on deaf ears for now at least, although Moon thinks that unifying his candidacy with An is a must for winning the presidential race. An is taking a more ambiguous stance, saying that he will abide by the people's wishes and that there is no need to rush the process.
Overseas voter registration for December's presidential election is now ended, with about 10% of those eligible to vote registering.